Hey everybody, this is Dr. J. Kamal Inspector live from Long Island, New York, where it's a simply gorgeous spring day and the
Yeah.
stock market is continuing to celebrate. Is this a relief rally or is it the real thing? Have we hit the bottom and are we going to make new highs? Raise your hand if you know the answer. I don't see any hands up.
No.
It's scary times, to be honest with you. It's scary times.
Well,
You,
April 2nd is rolling around.
you heard about the meme stock, GME?
GameStop.
Yeah, they announced it after hours that I think they had earnings, perhaps, but they announced that they're going to be buying Bitcoin. So
With all their extra cash.
yeah, so that might be interesting. It's got such a big meme following to begin with. Throw that into the mix, you know.
Hmm.
So. All right, so you're going to chart, but I wanted to show one chart first, the SPY, because I have the fib numbers and the 31.8 and the 68, whatever they are, 38 and 62, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We stopped at one number, and I think we're going right up to the second number. So let's see. How do I do this? Present. Share screen, entire, share. All right, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. And I want to go to the other browser, the Edge browser. Okay, here we have a SPY, a 6-month chart, daily. And we have a high up here on SPY of 613.23, and the recent low, which I believe is a significant low, at where is that
550 or 560?
549.
Okay, well, 550 roughly. Okay.
550. Okay. So I drew the Fibonacci retrace from the 550 low. We closed today right at the 200-day moving average, which is the 200-day moving average is 573. We closed a little above it, 575.46. But look at where the 38.2 fib retrace is. So we've come back 38.2% of the way, almost exactly. Do you see that? Pretty much, yeah. So this
in less than 2 weeks, right? Not
yeah.
even.
Now the question is it going to respect these two numbers as difficult resistance and come back, maybe fill the gap? I think that's possible. So I think there may be a little downward surprise for the Wednesday and Thursday that would take us back to this fill at 563.98, 564. I think 11 points could come off the SPY. But that doesn't mean I'm bearish. It just means that I think it's vulnerable here to a pullback and a second attempt at going through the 200 will succeed and take us all the way up to new highs eventually. Now, my timeline is probably May. Sometime in May, I think we break the all-time high. And at that point, it's probably prudent to take something off the table. Of course, we'll cross those bridges when we get there, right, Kamal?
Yes.
After we get to the
I've seen it if you look historically, that when it jumps when it have gaps like this massive gap, which I call it's a really big gap, it keeps going up. I mean, historically, it just keeps going up.
Yeah, but it's also begging to be filled at some time. So maybe you're right. Maybe it tests the 50%
And then it goes down.
retrace, 50% retrace to 581, or even the 60. What is it? The 61.8% up here at 588, 589. So we could get a further rally to 589 and then fall all the way back to this gap fill. And then finally, one more big push.
Yeah. If you look in mid-August, you see these bunch of gaps. It just kept shooting up mid-August.
Would that be this?
No,
This
back, all the way back to the beginning.
all the way back.
Right there. So
Yeah,
you see
right.
the mid-August. Yeah. So
August 5.
yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
had a big gap from
Right. It just
yeah.
keeps going up, and then another one in November, another one in early
But
November.
notice it came back to fill this gap.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It did eventually come back to fill that gap, and then moved back up. So that's
And
the
then
scenario.
November. Yeah.
That's the scenario that makes the most sense. We move up to either the 50 fib or the 62% fib, and then come back down, fill this gap, and then just like August, zoom. I like that. It's a picture that makes good sense to me. Well, I want to do one more before I turn it over to you. Okay, Professor Spike?
Okay.
GME, after hours, they announced that they're going to be a Bitcoin player. So after hours, they're up to 2684. They've been jumping around a lot after hours. And on the day, it was down fractionally, right? 0.82% or 21 pennies. This, of course, is the meme stock. And they're going to be buying Bitcoin, and maybe they want to be like a baby strategy. Do you want to own the baby strategy, or would you rather just buy more strategy? That's the question. Do you think this one at $11 billion market cap is a more interesting buy than Michael Saylor's strategy at a 90 billion market cap? So that's the question. Where would you rather be adding if you wanted to take a dabble on a Bitcoin play with some leverage? Do you go with this GameStop that just announced it, knowing that it's a meme stock and has a lot of crazy followers, or do you stick with MicroStrategy and just buy more of that? And
I would do MicroStrategy, of course.
you would stay with strategy.
Yes.
It's got a beautiful bounce off the 200.
Yes. Nice comeback. You see that?
And it crossed the 100. It crossed the 50. Closed strong today, even though Bitcoin, I think, was down on the day, right? I think Bitcoin itself might have been down on the day, but MicroStrategy is clearly up on the day and broke key support. I mean resistance, broke key resistance at a 50 and a 100.
It definitely looks bullish.
It does look like it's going to retest that 400 level. I'm going to just draw that line in. So this is very bullish. Today, and for the last week or two, it's been extremely bullish. A couple of weeks. I think we have bottomed on Bitcoin. I think we bottomed temporarily on strategy and the stock market, SPY and the Qs and so on. But while I'm doing this, let me quickly look at the Qs. I'm on a roll here. And the Qs are at resistance, just like just like SPY is at resistance. So does it go through? According to you, Kamal, you think that it will not fill this gap until it goes higher? It's got a similar gap to as SPY. The gap fill here is from 3 trading day. What is that, from Friday? The gap close would be 480.84. We're at 493 now. So if it does what we think SPY is going to do, it's going to come up here to the also 61.8 fib retrace. Did I draw that? I guess I did. I didn't realize it. 61.8 it says. I don't know from where I drew it. 0 is up here.
Yeah, it might just be a shadow from another one.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to make sense.
Right.
Let me get rid of that. But the chart makes sense. And that's telling me
I mean,
that,
it's a bullish. It still has a very bullish momentum, unless there is some geopolitical issues going on. But looks very bullish to me.
yeah, so maybe we run right through until tariff day. When is that? Second?
Yeah, the
Next
second.
week. Next week.
Is that Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So we have 5 trading days: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. In 5 trading days, it could be above. It could be above or at the 100 here, or the 50. This is
So that April 2nd thing, is that when the tariff is going to hit, or this is like another negotiating thing, or could be, would be like,
Well, the thing is, he's postponed it twice already, so he's not going to be able to postpone another time.
otherwise they're going to call him bluffing, right?
Exactly. Otherwise, it'd be the boy who cried wolf.
There's a lot of crazy things going on in Washington that get me nervous, including the apparent breach in intelligence security, right?
Well, that's just.
I mean, shouldn't affect the market.
It
But
should not affect them. It's just being careless. I don't think it's intentional. I think they were just being careless.
yeah, but that's
Well, yeah. Be careless with somebody else's national security.
yeah. I mean,
True.
this could have cost us a lot of American lives if that intelligence got in the wrong hands. All right. Anyway, that's not my realm of expertise, but it does frighten me when there's just one crisis after another that Canada and Mexico and now Europe. Seems like the whole world is mad at us too, boycotting our goods. And I've never seen anything like what's going on in front of the Tesla dealers.
Right.
That's scary. I've never seen anything like that.
I think the administration is making a lot of changes too fast. I think
That's
I'm
what
not
I said
disagreeing with the changes.
all
The changes are good, but they're just too fast for people to digest.
Yeah, you want to get rid of fraud and waste, no doubt, but go about it in a sensible way. Don't
Correct.
just.
That's the word. Yeah, it's just too fast.
All right. Anyway,
So wait, before you move on,
yeah.
if you look at early November, you see where this candle stopped today? If you look at early November, yeah, if you go to early November, right there, you see that green candle, and then you see the huge gap, how it jumped so high.
Yes, you think we'll get similar action?
That's what I'm thinking. It stopped there, and then that's a huge jump right there.
Yeah, we could get a huge jump tomorrow, followed by another jump right up into this resistance at
Yes, this to back up your story, this to back up your scenario, that it could just make a couple of jumps and it's up there.
It's certainly possible. You helped me paint this scenario, Kamal, but I like it. I like it. Bitcoin, or we'll turn it over to Spike. Spike, we'll turn it over to you. I think I stop here.
It's your call.
Yeah, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Well, yeah, right now I'm just looking at Lily because I don't know. I just thought that maybe this would be one that was particularly vulnerable to any kind of hit that might occur after April 2nd. We'll see. But which one do you want to look at?
MicroStrategy mstr.
Uh,
Okay.
didn't we look at that?
We looked at that, and you think it's going to reach 400, and then what?
Oh, that's right. We did look at this one.
I think you're going to be a wealthy man if you have the guts.
Hold on to it. Hold on. That's the story. That's the keyword. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't mean to say you're not a wealthy man now, but I think you're going to be a different level of wealth.
Okay.
Around here, 388.
I'm hoping that you make a fortune on this one because I think it has that potential. Of course, my opinions, our opinions, strictly our own, not investment advice. But Bitcoin could be on the verge of a huge breakout. That's what I think.
Okay.
Other countries announcing its strategic reserve. Who knows what's going to be the impetus? Yeah, more companies like GME announcing that they're going to be buying Bitcoin.
Oh, we are riding a decent uptrend.
You know, companies buying Bitcoin, if they have the cash, it's like a CD on steroids. You know, you remember the CD accounts?
Yes.
Wow.
This is a beautiful trend line from the bottom.
Yeah.
You want to draw that in?
Well, I mean, isn't the 200 doing a good enough job at it?
The 200 is, yeah, we broke the 200.
All right. So then we
I like to draw it from the bottom, you see, from the bottom, from the lows. Yeah, that's good enough.
actually, I usually do it from here to here.
Yeah, that's good
Let's
enough.
get the same slope, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
At least it's an upward slope. You know, it could have been worse.
Now, if we're right, it'll probably go all the way up to the moving average on top of. I don't know your colors.
100.
The red is the 50.
And the top.
Is the well, let's see. Oh yeah, this one I had. This is the 200. So 50, 100.
So it's at the 200. Then comes a 100, 50. Then comes a 50. Then comes a 100.
50, 100, 200.
Yeah, I think it's going to blow through the 50 very easily.
No, the bottom one is the 200.
This is the
Yeah.
200. Yes.
The middle one is the 50.
The red one is the 50.
Yeah, and the top one is 100.
That's the 100.
Got it. Yeah, it looks similar to MicroStrategy. I think the real resistance, you're not going to see real resistance until we challenge the high, the all-time high. That'll be the next resistance of Bitcoin once it breaks loose. All right, what about what else did I list? Tesla. Tesla had a nice pop.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. I'm glad we're doing that one.
Despite the apparent hatred by so many people for Elon Musk, personally. If the car is light years better than the next car, I think people will eventually buy it, even though they may hate Musk. What do you think?
Yeah, I think just by how many people have bought Mercedes and BMWs, despite any kind of opinion they might have. You buy a car because you want a car.
And Henry Ford, for that matter.
And Henry Ford, for that matter, is right.
Okay, so This chart of Tesla is very bullish, but it is at resistance here.
It is. It is.
This is the 200.
I was thinking of. I bought a little bit right around here,
So it's 200,
and
100.
I was thinking of taking my winnings, even though they're not very much. It's very meager. Taking my winnings here, around here, until after the smoke blows over next week.
Well, if Kamala is right, and with the scenario that we painted is right, it probably will run and test the 100 up here.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Right up in here somewhere. I know. So right around there, 325.
Chart MAGS, all 7 of them. The Magnificent 7 ETF. They're not calling it the Magnificent anymore. They're calling it the mediocrity.
Well,
Same
it's still looking
chart.
like it's on an upswing. Who's contributing all that up?
This
That
is
Tesla?
the same chart as we.
Yeah, it's what we just saw, just a little bit less extreme.
We also have an island reversal in here. Basically, it's an island. You see from here to here, from the bottom 8 candles, 10 candles is the island, and then the pop is the reversal. We could easily run consistent with everything else up to the 100, wherever that is,
Right.
where that number is.
52.95.
And then we may dip back or not. The market's got to tell us. Okay. What else did I have written down?
I just wanted to look at the 3 times on that.
I think I had the silver stock. Silver made a huge move today. I think Wheaton Precious Metals. Let's look at that. WPM.
This is straight silver.
Yeah.
Made a nice little pop up over here. And what was the other one? There was the
Wheaton Precious Metals, WPM.
Oh, WPM.
So silver popped.
So yeah, when you include everything else,
and Wheaton,
that's your gold influence.
Wheaton didn't pop too much, but it,
Well, you have another one that's more of a silver play.
No, this is a silver play. The other one I don't own, PAAS.
Which one is that?
I forget what they call it. PAAS is a silver play. Pan American?
Yeah.
Looks similar. Had a nice run, pulled back, popped a little today, but gave back. Maybe the price of silver gave back later in the day. Probably.
Right. My play on this is SLV because I like the metal and I like the miners.
Would you rather be in a silver miner, or would you rather be in the gold play like what is it? AEM.
Well, let me look at that. This is
AEM.
An AEM. This is the metal itself.
Nico, whatever it's called. Nico,
right?
I own some of that from way back, not way back, but considerably lower. And it popped nicely, but it gave back also. So as the SPY improved at the end of the day, this gave back at the end of the day. But we're also at near all-time highs for gold and silver.
Yep.
Not all-time highs for silver. Silver is, believe silver has been higher, hasn't it?
Well, we'll find out in a sec.
Yes, it has been higher. But I think silver could be the big mover of all the metals. So I'm holding on to my WPM, maybe even adding. And AEM and NEM are the 2 gold miners that I like.
Oh, we didn't look at NEM. We didn't look at Newmont. This is Newmont.
Yeah, I think Newmont will. It has a cup and handle form. This is a cup and handle.
Yeah.
You see the cup, and then it pulled back for the handle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this has a big move in front of it to the around $60 a share, just based on this diagram, this chart. It very well could move to way up, at least to the all-time highs. We should be back here in what is that? October, November.
Yes, late October,
What is the all-time high up here?
58.75.
Yeah, it could go up to
Yeah, but even if look, if you start here and you end here, that's not a bad jump either.
It's got the beautiful looking cup and handle. Just finished forming the handle. Look out above. Looks like it's very set for a big move. All right, I think that was all that I had. No,
Can you do an Ovis for?
ANVS.
Sure.
It's anemic.
I have so much money in this, but I could almost average down for a song.
Why?
Why? Because I'm a glutton for punishment.
I mean,
because my average is way up in here, like way back.
no, it's down. It's down, but not out. But it sure looks like it's close to out. These stocks seldom come back from these levels. I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Well, is there any kind of news waiting for it?
I hear in 2026 there's something.
I don't know. What does Slantis say? He says it's slowly climbing back. Insiders buying soon.
I think it's wishful thinking. That's what I think.
Yeah, I know it does sound that way.
Well, we hope that for your sake and Mantis's sake that it makes a move. I don't know. I'm not interested. I'm more interested in just adding to what I have, I guess. Now I have quite a few bios. The one I like the best is Anavex, AVXL.
Yeah, AVX. I'm in that one too.
My average in Anovis is just below $8.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
And this one looks pretty good. It's charged.
This is the only one that hasn't given bad news yet.
Yeah, the end of the year they're due to report.
They'll give us bad news at the end of the year.
Then you get your bad news.
Okay.
But it could run very nice till that point.
Well, I mean, Lily's been giving good news.
Yeah.
Right? But they've been giving a lot of provisos, the whole brain swelling thing and everything.
I think this is the biotech that I own that I like the most. I own Mankind, which I think has a shot of rallying. I own a Summit, which has been holding up around 20. I own Candle, which I've been like slightly ahead. CNDL. I think it's CNDL.
That's the hotel company. Here's Candle.
CAD? I don't know what it is. CADL?
No, it's not it.
Well, whatever it is. I'm slightly ahead at that. I think it's $8 a share, Candle, around there. What else do I own in biotech land? I own TGTX, where I'm actually making money.
Oh, that one. A lot of our audience.
It's the only biotech out of 6 that I own that's making money.
I mean, this is the one that people have been pretty happy with. And what's the story with Gorilla? Did we get anything happen?
GRRR. That's not biodrug. That's other drug.
That's the other drug.
That's just plain tech drug.
That's tech trek, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's been.
It's been riding on the 50. You see, the 50 is a good.
Yeah, it has been riding on the 50.
Well,
you guys were pretty bullish on this last week.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could make a move. If the market is strong, I think this one will show some strength. But I'd rather add to my ionq.
That's right. They've been doing okay, the quantums.
Yeah, they're coming back. ionq. Nice green candle today. Yesterday, not today.
Yesterday, yeah, today's got a little.
Today it did nothing. It's worth nibbling on this. I think it at least gets up to the whatever these moving averages are, the 100 and the 50.
Yeah.
They're crossing. Negative cross. All the charts look like this.
Well, like I said, these are the ones, Gorilla and maybe this one, on Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon. I'll stop buying them.
Yeah. And also, what's the other one? QBTS. That one looks.
Yeah, D-Wave. Actually, QUBT's been doing a little bit better.
QBTS, I think, looks the best of them on the charts.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, it's taken a little hit lately, but this was nice.
Well, maybe I
usually
stay with my eye on Q. And after all,
Yeah, maybe actually
yeah,
a little bit more stable.
yeah. All right, so I think I hit all of the ones that I listed. I think maybe even probably more and more.
Yeah.
So let's just do final thoughts and call it a day. And ask people to subscribe and give us a like, because if we don't get enough likes, it hurts me.
It hurts your feelings.
It hurts you financially. It hurts you financially.
No,
Wait, you're gonna lose that nickel for the week.
it hurts my ego.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Yeah.
I'm a likable.
I used to have one of those.
I always thought I was a likable person. If I don't get the likes, I get depressed.
I like you, Dr. J.
I know.
And happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. 39.
I guess you got to get out of the house more.
Yeah, I sat outside today. It was beautiful.
Hmm.
Started the new medication, so maybe it'll work better.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Make my brain work better. My brain is not working as well as it used to, I think.
Me too, Dr. J. Me too.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, and I don't have the appetite to play options and gamble big anymore. I just, take it easy.
I think the market is doing
Take like 25% a year is satisfied. You think the S&P will have a third year?
5% a year. Okay.
Third year of double digits?
You mean like maybe I'll be positive one year?
Yeah.
Crypto is crapto.
I think that's true, except for Bitcoin.
And Ethereum.
No, I think Ethereum might be crapo. All right. Anyway, final thoughts, Kamal.
I'm bullish. Overall, I'm bullish. The next few days.
What's your target on MicroStrategy where you would consider selling some?
I have a sell order at 500, but I'm thinking of removing that. I'm thinking this might reach 1,000, if not more.
Really?
I think with good reason. That optimistic with good reason. Spike, your final thought?
I'm holding my fire until Wednesday.
All right, so you want to wait and see on the tariffs.
Indeed.
And I haven't been buying much. I nibbled on a little Wolf the other day. I might nibble a little more Wolf and a little Mara and a little MicroStrategy. I might even nibble a little GME, as I don't think Bitcoin is like the other cryptos. I agree with JG. Crypto is junk, but JG thinks even Bitcoin is garbage. Maybe. All right. Hasta luego. Ciao.
Bye all.
Take care, guys. Bye.